Because I've learned that when I was consistent dropping and not at a stalemate, it was just clutch for me. I knew every Monday, by Monday morning.
This is the Leo Climaco Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of the Leo Climaco Podcast. I'm your host, Leo. Today's guest is also a podcaster. He is the host of Real Shit Let's Talk, JR.
What's going on, good people?
What's up, brother? How are you?
Man, listen, I'm blessed by the best, and I'm working on my stress.
I love that.
Yes, sir. So today, man, like this drive here was pretty cool.
Was it?
Yeah,
it's not bad, right? It's about 2 hours.
Yeah, about
You're in
2 hours.
Naples?
It's about 2 hours around that area, you know. That's what I don't say, because people pull up on you. It's a different story. Nah, that's all good. Yeah, man, about 2 hours.
Not too bad.
Change.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But, man, listen, I was excited. When I got the emails, I was like, I'm excited.
Let's get it.
Let's get it.
I love how we met. Because we met at Rich's new podcast grand opening.
Facts.
Right? And we just gravitated to each other.
Yes, sir.
We were the two tallest guys in that room.
Hey, listen.
It's what it was. Right? We saw eye to eye. Exactly, 100%.
Yes, sir.
So we saw eye to eye and we clicked and we connected about what, like 2-3 months ago? Mm-hmm. And now we're here.
That's it.
I had just gotten this place. I was like setting it up. Mm-hmm. And you are I think, my 6th or 7th podcast here.
Honored.
But I think you're number 70. I've shot 70 podcasts already, yeah.
Listen, I'm trying to get to that number.
Yeah.
Right? In this new studio? Or just
No.
in general?
In general, yeah. I had a way smaller studio in Deerfield. Mm-hmm. I was there for about 1.5 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like this one, man. This studio.
Thank you.
Major.
Thank you.
Now, the cost is a lot.
Oh, it's expensive. Yeah. I think I'm spending like rent, production, editing, about 11 grand a month.
Listen, that in itself is a great penny. That's what they talk about when it comes to like the podcast in the world. Like you don't see the upfront cost until you want to go bigger or you want to be audacious,
right?
With it, you know.
Not to mention, I literally put about 40 grand in here.
I can tell. I can see.
Yeah. Cameras, items, TVs, neon signs, and chairs and lights, and bro, that shit adds up.
It does, and that's why that business credit is really good, though, right?
Yes,
to get business credit and to also get on more podcasts. Like,
right.
I would say for me, this is one of my first few podcasts I've been on.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Because I've been running mines. And that's the thing. When it comes to business, personal life,
right,
or building a business, you end up in so many like entanglements.
Right.
Because you want to make the money, you want to grow the business, and then you want to meet people. But then like I was just happy. Like I've been talking about you for months. Like I've been watching you. I was like, wait, he was here? Where was he at? And I ain't seen him yet. But I couldn't wait.
Where?
Man. I'm watching you on Instagram. And I'm watching you going through it. I'm like, where is he? Because he's making things happen.
Yes.
And like that's the thing too.
Bro, I thought that was a wolf for a split second.
I did.
The fucking siren. I thought that was a wolf howling for a split second.
I thought, listen, I could not.
Sorry, that was weird.
I was like, okay. Look, a lion is
yes. Exactly.
But yeah, man, I looked at it and I said, I couldn't wait to do it, man. One thing that I've learned in this process is that no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, it's difficult.
Extremely.
You get to that point where you hit like a fork in the road.
Right.
And that's like for me, I felt like I've gotten the number like 15.
Okay.
And then I hit like a fork in the road, right? Because now not only do people want to be on the podcast, they want more. And then like, cause you start getting,
What do you mean?
Building,
like content and reels? And,
right. And then when you stop being consistent,
that's the key.
But that comes with like trying to formulate a business strategy.
Correct.
Of how you go about it.
Correct.
And not everybody's going to be on that particular one. And I think that's what I'm facing right now because like I've had I had 3 cancels, right? So 1 no-show. But I ended up replacing that person really instant. So that was quick. So that one. But 2, like 1 person, he's making so much money, he's gone.
Right.
I'm like, he's traveling the world, living his young life. I'm like, yeah, listen, I'm trying to cook here. Let me cook.
Yep.
But it comes with it. So, and you have to be afraid of nothing at this point. When it comes down to it, it says, hey, listen, it's not gonna work.
I know exactly where you are, and I was there about a year ago. Okay, where I had no structure. Mm-hmm. I was just doing random podcasts. I wasn't consistent. And literally, since January 2024, I've been dropping an episode every single Friday. I haven't missed 1 week this entire year. Every single Friday, 8 p.m., we drop an episode.
Damn.
Yeah.
How long are episodes?
Average about an hour, hour 15, hour 10, maybe an hour and a half, but average about an hour.
Okay. Ditto.
Yeah. So I've gone even further now. So now I've locked into only doing podcasts Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I bulk them. I'll do 2, 3 in one day.
Facts.
Get them out the way. So I have that on my queue. So right now I have about a month of podcasts on queue.
I like that.
Yeah.
So the way I went about it, right, and then shout out to like Brendan Boyd because like,
I love Brendan. Shout out to Brendan Boyd.
Listen, he put me on game. Let me tell you how I structured my podcast at first. I kicked it off at February 2nd. I dropped my trailer. It went crazy, like as far as to about 30 quick downloads within the first like couple hours.
That's awesome.
So I was like, okay.
Where do you post? YouTube, Spotify, Apple?
Everything.
Everything.
So my distribution is Buzzsprout. And so it does it all a wide range. But like when you get started, like people always talk about like getting to like the free joints, like doing something free.
Right.
Free only works until you start growing.
Right.
When you start growing, free doesn't work anymore. Mm-hmm. So I was dropping every 2 weeks, but a podcast every 2 weeks.
Got it.
So it worked because at that time I'm traveling for work, I'm back and forth, I'm flying, I'm in the air more than I'm on the ground. So it worked. Got into Brendan Boyd's masterminds, mentorship, and he was like, bro, that's just not gonna work, bro. What are you playing hopscotch or what do you want to do?
Right.
Because you don't want it. You don't want it bad enough.
What was your day job?
Traveling contract worker.
Okay.
So, and then at night, some security. So try to keep my hands busy.
Yeah.
So when he said, bro, you got to change the structure of your podcast, I was like, how do I do that?
Right. And to what structure, right? What does that even look like?
But then, and when he said, it's like, you focus on that one thing. Like I read the book, The One Thing.
Okay.
And when he mentioned it, it like clicked in my head. I was like, okay, boom, got to do it. Got to lock in. So locked in with him. I've been talking to him for months, like trying to get into the mentorship because it's just money, finances. Because it costs. Mentorship shit costs, right? But it's only beneficial if you use the information and don't get FOMO.
Right.
And many times in my past, I'll say for myself, I got FOMO because I didn't want to miss anything.
Right.
I wanted to get it all. But when I got into his, it was like, yo, I'm going to take this mad serious. I'm going to do everything that I need to do because I jumped on Buzzsprout because it was like they had a promotion. I kept hearing about it. David Shands had a podcast summit. I don't know if you ever go there, but it's really good.
Never been there, no.
But that's what I learned, the techniques. I learned the minimum things to get started.
Got it.
But as you grow, they got all these other masterminds and different things of that nature. But Brendan's is the one that stuck out the most. And so we ended up talking and getting coached and things like that. And then I turned after that, it was like a few months ago. We just finished up. I started dropping every week. I can record 5 to 6 in a day and then still have 1 or 2 in the tuck, which gives me, moving forward, it just drops religiously.
Right.
But then
Gives you a rhythm.
Right. So it'll be Thursdays at 12 o'clock all the time. Audio, 100% all the time. It's just dropping. Now, video, because sometimes the editing gets a little mixed up. And,
right.
Because I had one where the voice was like,
I've had those.
and I was like, and I had to go, and Rich, shout out to Rich too. Rich.
Shout out to Rich.
Like, he hit me up. He was like, bro, that sounds terrible. Where is your audio coming from? Repost that. Take that down now.
Isn't it awesome to have a community?
It does.
That can, let you know what's up and be real with you and help you out.
Facts.
It's awesome.
Right. And so did that, dropping every week. Then, like, I tried to plan out the next half. When I tried to get, like, a VA, she was cool. Shout out to her. But it was like, hey, I'm putting this together. We've done this much this far, and it takes it's a seesaw effect, right?
Yes.
You put more emphasis into your podcast than you do other things. You kind of wimble and fall through.
Right.
So then I booked some more people. Some here, some there. Now I'm stuck at a fork in the road because it's either here in Florida or there in Atlanta. Majority of my people are in Atlanta.
Okay.
Then when I'm in Atlanta, guess the majority of my people
Florida.
in Florida. So I'm like, damn, I can't win for losing. You know Bishop?
Of course.
He canceled on
I
me.
love Bishop.
I like him too.
He's what, like 6'9", 6'10"? He is huge.
Yes. And I had him. We had to reschedule. I was like, damn.
I interviewed him, I think, like 6 months ago.
Right, but you got to catch him. He's like a fly.
Yes,
you gotta,
yes,
boom, catch
yes.
him and keep it moving.
Yes.
So yeah, he canceled. Something came up. I was like, fuck, damn. That's one cancel. I got Rich. We had one, and like the one thing I've learned in this whole thing is that in my YouTube is my shorts started getting better as time goes on, and as much as I like to record.
Yeah.
Long form videos, my shorts is killing it. Like I started at 67, and I know 67 is not a lot for people, but when you're growing, you keep growing.
For
Numbers
sure.
400, 500, 1,000, 1,300, 1,700, and my shorts started going crazy. I'm like, man, I'm really getting the hang of this. But then you hit that fork in the road, right?
Yeah.
And what do? So what I did a play was all the videos that I've ever recorded from my podcast. I posted them in my stories, and I posted YouTube the clickable link. Then what that does, now I can only do it for 3 days because people's attention span to see the same thing.
Right.
Unless I drop it next week on another day, then somebody else will see it. But I was able to reach over 11,000 people that were not associated with me. So that means the algorithm somewhere worked, right? I was like, wow, I reached these people. Where does money at?
How many episodes have you shot?
15.
You're at 15 episodes. Okay. They say that I think only 3% of podcasters reach 20 episodes.
Facts.
The majority quit around. So you're right at that cusp.
All right, and I know.
You're right at that cusp where it's like break it or make it.
That's it. But the thing about it is, like, you don't give up, right?
You do not give up.
Like, when you know that it's something there for you, and you know that, like, something like this, like a studio like this, man, your studio, Rich's studio, Brendan's studio,
yes.
Like, all of these things can come to fruition if your mindset
and it's
right.
Motivating.
It is.
If you allow it to be.
That it is. It's definitely motivating. And then it's just about getting in the right rooms with the right people,
Yeah.
having the right people on your team,
Yes.
talking to the right people, because not everybody wants you in their world.
Right.
This podcast world is like, it's not saturated, it's complicated.
It's not for everybody. I've seen a lot of people who have tried podcasting, and bro, just not for you. Let it go. It's just not for everybody.
Listen, it's like my hair, man. I just let go. You know
Same,
what I'm
bro.
saying? Just had to let it go.
Same.
You know. But I definitely agree. I think one of the biggest things is that my next season, which will be next February, I think I'm going to do a whole lot of more debating, a whole lot of more like
Controversial stuff.
just not giving a fuck.
Yeah.
Because this last one with Rich, man, Rich put me on game. He was debating everything I said, and he was like, yo, I don't even think you should think like that. This is what you should be doing. And I was like, but I only think like that because of X,
Right.
Y, and Z. Like, ate it up. He did a
Was he Richard or Moneybag Rich? Because I've met both. He came to my podcast as Richard, and then I went to his podcast, and he was Moneybag Rich. Two different personas. One wears a hat with the sunglasses.
Nope.
So he was Richard.
Yeah. And he gave some game. When I tell you, every time I play
Love that about him, that he has those two personas they can play with.
And then that's the thing too. It's like, when you do that, like I'm thinking one day, I like what's his name? Shoot. Can't think of his name.
Who?
Rich and Unemployed.
Okay.
Jonathan DuPont.
Okay.
Like how he has a nighttime one, and then he does a daytime, and like he'll be dressed up sophisticated one day, and then next thing you know, he's just out here, I'm just talking my shit to y'all guys.
Yeah.
And they love it. Like when he's sitting on the couch with the ladies.
Yes.
And like, I'm like, oh, you got 3 different things you do.
So I'm planning that here.
Listen.
So what I want to do is
I want to be a part of this one.
I want to do a couple things. I want to rent this space out for cooking shows.
I can see it.
Have someone here cooking, and we do all the recording, and then after we can do a podcast about the food and the cooking, and everybody eats, everybody has fun, wine, drinks, whatever. You know,
Definitely.
trying to get it like a lively atmosphere where we
it.
can be a multi-purpose place.
I like it. I can definitely see that. And that's the thing, utilizing space that you have,
Right.
and moving it in a way where people don't ordinarily see it. Like I would have never known, looking outside, looking up here, I would never would've put this together, right?
No, yeah.
And so that's what I say. Like Rich just put me on game. Like, bro, you could have one of these. You should have one of these.
Yeah.
If I would say this, every podcaster should have one of these. Let me tell you why. Because guess what? If you live around the corner, if you live down the street, hell, if you live in the same building, this place is paying upstairs or downstairs or around the corner
Correct.
somewhat of your finances. And guess what? You do what you love what you do, and you put people in position to say, you know what? Listen, come join my team. I got you. You know. So I'm definitely looking for one. And I'm definitely like, I think I like Southwest Florida a little bit more than over there, like the Fort Myers, Naples, Cape Coral areas like that.
How long you been out there? Are you from there?
No, I'm from Atlanta.
From Atlanta.
So I like it. Scale 1 to 10, 10 being the highest. I'm about a 7
Okay.
because I'm secluded.
Were you affected by the 2 hurricanes?
I was.
Yeah.
We got flooded, but it was cool. I got to watch the flood, so
Okay.
it was like cool. I was on the 2nd level. The water was right there. at the
That's
bottom. I was like,
crazy.
but I was near the bay. I was near the bay and the marina. So all that overflow and all that flooded, the streets was flooded. It was just crazy. It was
That's
like,
crazy.
wow. When you think about it, you say,
Did you evacuate? No, you stayed.
nah, I stayed. I mean, I used to go to school in Tallahassee, Florida. I've never seen a hurricane that bad,
Wow.
other than the one that did tear Tallahassee apart.
Wow.
Like, I'm glad I wasn't there for that one. But overall, man, I feel like this, right? It's the rule of the principle is where you have to stand for something or fall for everything. And the way that they blew the hurricane out the way, it was like, oh my God, it's gonna do this. It's so devastating. Oh my gosh. I get it. People from in the Fort Myers area, leave, move, don't stay there. The downtown Fort Myers flooded.
Wow.
That was going to happen regardless. But they were more interested, like the media, the news, about removing a damn clock versus getting people that were homeless, people that were less fortunate, that can't move.
Right.
Instead of getting them out, you're worried about a clock?
Not crazy.
And it was like Hurricane Ian. I wasn't here anyway, but Hurricane Ian destroyed the last clock, and they was like, "Oh, this monumental clock is so important." I'm like, "But what about these people?" So that was a whole bunch of other nonsense.
Priorities all fucked up.
There it is. The economy's fucked up.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think about this election that's fucked up? I'm not a politic person, but I'm
glad you went there. I was gonna go there with you.
But I already know World War III would have started the next day. That's all I'm gonna say. It would have started the next day if it went any other way.
Really, you think so?
Yeah.
Interesting.
But when you think about it, it's like,
I think it's funny how he's been elected for a week, and like he's talking to Putin. Hamas wants to stop fighting. Like all this shit. Like what the fuck? The power of this man. The effect of this man.
but see, it's like this, right? You your own person, I'm my own person.
Yeah.
You know life different from my know life, right?
Yeah.
But doesn't mean that we can't work together.
100%.
But then in the politics world, money talks, bullshit walks.
Oh yeah.
But he can bullshit.
Right through it.
Exactly. So when you can do that, it's like the art of conversation.
Yes.
I just learned that from Rich. The art of conversation. If you know how to talk, how to delegate, how to orchestrate, and knowing what you are obligated for,
Right.
is not necessarily, it doesn't have to be this big.
Right.
But guess what? You got the conglomerate of the fucking world. That you're just this, but
Yeah.
you got the whole world.
And going back to podcasting, he did multiple 3 to 4 hour podcasts with Theo Von, with Joe Rogan, with Andrew Schwartz, or whoever he did podcasts with.
Yes.
That allowed people to get to know him.
Facts.
He became personable. He became part of your house.
Yep.
You're watching him on YouTube.
Yeah.
You're listening to him in your car.
Yes, sir.
And people really fucked with him.
Right. And I think too, like on top of that, he got what is his name? Kodak Black out of jail, and I think Lil Wayne out of Rikers.
Yes. And he reformed prison. Him and Kim Kardashian, they did prison reform in 2018.
Right, but that was a power play, right?
Yeah.
And do they talk now? No. It's like I can make you a whole lot of like votes.
Mm-hmm.
I can make you more popular than a can of sardines. And bam. That's what happens. But
It's crazy, right? The power of influence.
She's a lawyer, though. You forgot
She
that
is. Her dad was a lawyer, too. That's what you got it from. Her dad was defending OJ.
Yeah, but I mean, he did it. I mean, but that's what made him popular.
Yeah.
Right? And now he's
dead.
Yeah.
He's been dead. Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah.
Well, he lived his life.
Oh.
OJ didn't do it. But
He's dead, too.
Yeah, he is. But yeah, everybody's dying nowadays.
We're getting old is what it is.
Health, though. It's like, again, like I think too, one of the things is that I feel like health is wealth, right?
Yeah.
No matter how much money you make in the world, no matter what occupation you do, no matter where you're going, if you don't have good health, it doesn't matter.
You ain't got nothing.
Like I met a guy, right? And I didn't meet him personally, but he drives a Bugatti.
Okay.
$3 million Bugatti.
Talking about Wes Watson?
No.
Okay.
No, this is an older guy.
Got it.
This is the other guy, like in like Fort Myers, Naples,
Got it.
Fort Marco Island, Northport, or whatever.
What color is this Bugatti?
Black.
Okay.
Fully loaded, right? He's old. He has a
Like
heart.
like 60?
Yes. He's a heart like disease.
Okay.
That he's due
Does he wear
to
a pacemaker?
No.
Okay.
He's got a heart disease where he's due to die in like 6 months. And
Okay.
it's like,
Bro, I'd be driving that car recklessly every day.
no, I mean, he just buys girls and shit like that and all that other stuff. But he's just living his life until his heart gets out. But he's on that waiting list to get a heart transplant.
Right. That's
but
crazy.
9 times out of 10 on that table, you have a 27% of not making it.
Wow. During the transplant. And the crazy part is you're waiting for someone to die so you can continue to live.
Yes. But that tells you, right? It just goes to show that, like, in life, matter of fact, I did this today. Tomorrow isn't promised.
Nope.
What you do today, make it count. That's one of the things. You have to make it count. Whether it's a little bit of change, it's better than no change. And that's what I'm learning, like, around me. And so back to what we were talking about with the podcast and stuff.
Yep.
It gets to a point where, like, I'm at a stalemate because now I need 15 more podcasts to catch up, but it'll also put things in the tuck because it'll drop. It'll start dropping back, and then the consistency would be.
So tell me, what is your plan to get these 15?
Already now, what I did is I've sent about 15 to 20 DMs already.
Okay.
I've gotten.
By the
4.
way, add me to that list.
I got you.
Let's do it. I'll be one of your 15s. Let's do it.
I got 4 of the people to respond. I've sent emails out, and this is what business happens, right? It's like I had my VA, and I told her what happened. And
Where's she from?
She's from Chicago.
Okay.
So I wanted to do the Philippines, but I didn't know too much about it, and I didn't really trust it. And the last person that told me Philippines, they was talking about $1,200, and I was like, "Yo,
crazy!
You want
what,
me to
12, like a month?"
Yes,
it's about right. Depends who you're getting, though.
Right, but this is at the beginning, though. This is not like I need to know how to structure a VA.
Yes.
And once I tell you, a lot of you not. Once I realized, like, I looked up, people say, "Oh, type it in Google." Google gives you some bullshit ass answers. Type it in this, type it in that.
Got to go chat GPT nowadays.
That part. But what I did was I got with a company that's become my affiliate, and they have it itemized, broken down, what a regular VA does, what an executive VA does, what they got another type of VA, and they do it all. I'm talking about they even travel with you if they could, like you're on a monitor or whatever. I was like, God damn, y'all do this?
That's awesome.
Now, for a month for them, it's like on a 3-month contingency plan, it's like $400 for the whole month.
And where are they from? America?
Philippines.
Philippines.
And or like like if you get to the executive, I think it's like $800 a month. But guess what? They're operating 24/7.
It's a team, right?
It's a team. It's definitely a team.
Yeah.
But you got that one person, though. You got that one person who's like Vita. I'm going to say Vita, right? Here's Vita. Vita does 100% of the work.
Right.
But anything that she can't get to, or of course you
It's
need to
sleeping,
sleep.
right.
Right. Boom. Somebody else is kicking it back. I said, wow.
That's
Nobody taught that part.
Yeah.
But it costs money. So
does.
you have to have something like you said, you got your studio. I'm pretty sure you got some other things in the mix going on and working. So then now it's like I need to formulate that. So the strategic plan on that is, like I said, I DM people, I've sent my own emails because my virtual assistant, it was like she dropped the ball, and I don't like it when a person drops the ball. I'd rather drop the ball and be held accountable for my fuck-ups. But then when she fucked up, I'm supposed to be okay. And that's what I was pissed about. And here's the crazy part. Hurricane Milton came. It was my birthday that Wednesday. So everything was shut down by 12 o'clock. And I'm still getting flashlights, X, Y, and Z.
You couldn't even party for your birthday.
No, I'm not really a big partier or a big clubber like that. But I still couldn't.
I mean, like celebrate, right?
I couldn't go celebrate. Yeah. Like I probably would have went to the cigar lounge or something like that.
Right.
But no, couldn't do that. So, and I explained it to her. She was like, "Yeah, but I did some work for you, and I want my money." And I was like that, formal.
Okay.
But you read in between the lines.
Right. That's the gist of it, right?
Right. If somebody tells you, "Hey, Marco, you owe me some money," and be like, "Okay, I'm gonna pay you." But it's like, "Hey, listen, adjustment, situation. People that work for you don't give a fuck what happens to you, how it does, how it goes. They want their money.
Pay me.
Right. And so when I started thinking, I was like, hey, well, I didn't get paid just yet because I'm a week in a hole from X, Y, and Z. Then I'm 2 weeks from getting that check. And then guess what? That check pays that rent. So I was like, but I need you to do this for me.
Right.
Because I know that with the strategy, quote unquote, back to the podcast, is that if I record 15 podcasts, I could do I know I could do 6 in a day. For sure. 6 podcasts in a day.
How long each podcast?
Between 30 and 45 minutes. And I could do it 50 minutes. Because I got it scheduled in a time blocking way, where I don't start my first podcast until 9 a.m. So,
You do 6 in a day?
Yes.
Wow. I've done 3 in one day and I was burned out.
Well, like I said, again.
It's crazy. It's crazy. Good for you.
But it works because it's like.
Because you bulk them.
Right. But that's what I'm saying. I need to get in that form. I like that format because if I could do, I'll narrow down. I'll say 5 to 6 in a day. If I do 5 in a day, that's cool. I'm working. Now, it is like a 9 to 5 because I'm doing it all day. Now, guess what?
Hold up.
Go ahead.
You want to do 6 episodes 5 times a week?
No.
Okay.
I want to do
I
want to do 6. No, see, I'll take it down a notch because that 6th episode that's that killer.
Right.
But 5 in a day is doable from 9. And my last one's at 4.
So let's say you have a day like that.
Yes.
When are you shooting again?
I probably don't. If I needed to, and I could shoot it the next day. I could shoot another 5 the next day. So that way I've got 10. But now remember, I still got to drop something or something that has already had to been dropped.
Right
then and there.
Yeah.
So then I like to do a teaser. So in the strategic plan is to get 5 in a day and another 5 in that day, or within that following couple weeks, I got another 5. Because as these 5 are rolling out every week, now I got another 5 rolling out every week, and that carries me over into putting things on automation. Now, all I got to worry about is making sure that the thumbnails and all that stuff is together, X, Y, and Z. But I've learned now the art of negotiation, the art of delegating.
Right.
And that's something that they don't talk too much about in podcasting because you can't be too many places at once.
No.
Like
you need help, bro.
Yes, I
need help. You need a whole team.
Facts. And you got to build the right team at that, right?
Yes.
Because you got some people that fuck with you and some people that don't. And you got some people that will wake up in the middle of the night. Hey, I was up at midnight. I've got blah, blah, blah. I'm going to send it to you.
You know what's the worst? When you got people who work with you, who came up with you, and then get jealous of you, and then you got to cut them.
Wow, that's the thing, too.
It happens a lot.
But that's the thing. I wasn't too prepared to lose my VA because we talked. We had a conversation. And in the conversation, I was like, listen, I need you. But then I started coming back to my senses. I don't need you, but I desire you to be in my network and be on my team.
Right.
That the money is going to come, but you have to see the vision. And so something that I learned from Rich is that you have to have the right mindset.
Oh, yeah.
And then pitch the vision, but those who are around you, it could be a team of 3. That's your starting 3. You make 4, but that's your starting team.
Right.
They're going to do whatever it takes to get you to the next level because you know that if somebody says, quote unquote, hey, man, I'm going to pay you $20,000 to show up in these 3 states within the next 3 weeks. $20,000 for 3 times?
Let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah.
I'm going to find the cheapest plane ticket. I'm going to be, hey, team, we out. Let's go. But
so actually, that's my team currently. I have 3 people.
Okay.
I have my assistant. I have my podcast manager, and my videographer.
Hey, I need that.
My team of 3.
Again, the team that I wanted was say the VA because to delegate all that. But I need the person that's going to now. I'm shooting. I send everything. I can go. I got a good person that a good little team that will edit and chop up. And
Me
I
too.
do some chopping myself.
Yeah.
But they could do it, and I'll get it within the next 24. The latest it's ever been, I'll say 48 hours.
Where's your team at?
In Atlanta.
Okay.
So I just hit them in a message. Boom, 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 boom.
Let's go.
He'll send it to me, or he'll have his peoples send
Yeah.
it to me, and boom, I'm good. I got the clips, I got audio, I got everything.
Bro,
All I'm doing is
Atlanta's
posting.
booming.
It is, but I'm not moving back.
No, I hear you. But I feel like Atlanta is like an extension of Miami.
Okay, I can see that.
You know what I mean?
I can see that with the trying to keep up with
Yeah.
the new
Yes.
and weeding out the old. And I think that's what a lot of these people catching these RICO cases because they're trying to clean up Atlanta.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It's like, again,
Young Thug got free.
he did. That's a podcast I'd love to have. 'Cause
Yes.
I already know where it's going.
Dude, let's hear it. Where's it going?
It would be like the controversies between him and Gunna. That would be first. The other thing,
Yo, Gunner made money on that album as soon as he got out.
yeah.
Fuck you mean? That song was popping.
But but I feel like, again, it's all the intangibles to what makes you money.
Right.
If we got on here today and I was like, F you, you was like, F me, I was like, F you, then it was like your mom. It was like, they're going to be like,
The fuck is going on?
What's going on? Or good versus evil.
Right.
That's what it is. Good versus evil. Bad versus bad. Who's the hardest? Who's the softest? But regardless, it's a money scheme.
Right.
It's about the money. He's still on the record label. He still got out and made money.
He's gonna make so much more money now.
But guess what?
He beat a RICO case. That shit is crazy.
Technically.
On technicality, 100%.
Okay.
But he beat the case.
Facts.
He's not going to jail.
Facts.
That's the point.
Right. Now, that's good. Now, he could have taken it to trial and beat it like Michael Jackson without the white glove. Or like OJ. He didn't do it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the contingencies that he has with the probation is
It was like
extreme.
12 years?
15.
15 years, some crazy shit like that.
Right. But if he does one wrong thing, one thing could lead him to 20. Two things could lead him to 40.
Yeah.
That wasn't a good plea deal. I wouldn't take that. But hey, he's home with his family. He's about to go out here and kill it, make some money.
Here's what I think I'm hoping
Okay.
I'm hoping that this time that he spent locked up gave him time to reflect, mature, and grow. Maybe now he's ready to be clean and to be a good citizen, quote unquote.
Okay.
I doubt it, but I'm hoping for him
Right.
that he can do these 15 years peacefully, go make music, go make money, leave the gang life, in your past,
Right.
and move on, bro. You're super rich. Like, go live your life. Go build a school in Atlanta. Go give money to your community.
agree.
Go do some good shit.
But I think too, when it comes down to it, it's like he can't live in Atlanta no more. So he has to move. Let's start there. But
That helps.
But he has to come back
Because the
every
environment's
year.
everything.
Right. But he has to come back every year to do a anti-gang, anti-violence type of concert for free. That's going to be cool. But to what extent is he going to stop? What can he rap about? What can you rap about now without going back? You get what I'm saying?
I think he can still rap.
Okay.
Just don't be headhunting,
Okay. Got you.
right? Like,
Okay.
don't start no shit.
Gotcha.
You can talk about what happened,
I can agree with that.
right? Feel free. It's your life. Talk about it. Stop hunting.
Okay. I agree with that.
Stop with the subliminal messages in your songs, right?
Okay.
Trying to attack or offend other people,
Gotcha.
because that creates problems,
Facts.
right?
But people like that though.
People love that's what makes money. He's
right.
gonna go after Gunna. Of course, he's gonna go.
Right, but I think they're going to make peace. They got to make peace. You kept him on the label because if anything, there's anything that you do, guys. I say this: there's always a fine line
Yeah.
between business and personal. Business gonna stayed on the label. Business gonna made a lot of money. Politics or just say logistics of it. Guess who also made money? Young Thug, while he was locked up
For
for
sure.
2 years. So now it's like, okay, now I'm here. Let's talk.
Who's getting that first podcast interview? I'm gonna say Shay Shay.
Oh, gosh, he finna go. Him or what's his name? He does Faceless podcast.
I know who you're talking about. Forgot his name.
Vlad.
Yes, Vlad.
Vlad might get it. That would be a
That
good
would
one
be
too,
spicy.
because
Or maybe Joe Budden. No.
that would be cynical. But I don't know. I think if anything, if Club Shay gets that, like you see what he did with,
It's gonna be with Cat Williams. That is gonna be
he let him cook
20 million views.
off just the 2 minutes. But see, now I'm learning, like you said before, back to previous in the podcasting, you got to have a strategy, but you also have that team behind you that's going to be like, yo, we're going to go after these people and we're going to get them.
Yeah.
Not if, ands, or buts.
Right.
And then a lot of times people don't know that, like, people charge an arm and a leg to be on their podcast.
Do you know the social, what's his name? Tall, curly guy, Asian looking. The Social Connection, the Social something is his podcast name. Anyway, he has 11 million subscribers on IG. He has a 6 studio in Vegas. He's charging $6,000 for you to be a guest on his podcast. 6 bands.
Guess how much Wes Watson charges?
10.
Exactly.
But Wes Watson doesn't have a podcast, right? He's going on podcast to podcast. So this guy, I forgot his name. I think it's Sean something. He does 60 podcasts a month. Goddamn. At $60K a person. I'm sorry, at $6K a person.
I'm about to say.
I'm sorry, at $6K a person.
Listen,
do the math.
We're doing this all the wrong way.
Yeah. It's because he has the followers.
Facts.
He has 11 million followers on IG. Damn. And that gives him the license, the authority to charge that much. That's what I'm trying to get to.
Listen, I'm
Trying to get to a place where I have a certain number of followers where I can charge.
I'm right there with you.
And it'll be, a win-win for everybody.
Right. Because I don't think people know that, like, the power of a conversation or the content that comes behind it. Because, like you said, again, even with mine, it's like I was weary and that's why I did every 2 weeks, right? And then I turned around and started doing every week. But I have to say, like I said, again, shout out to Brandon Boyd, because when he told me what I have to do, what needs to be done, I really started shaping up and then dropping every week. And I didn't have to miss one because I already had stuff in the
key.
That is. Ooh, excuse me. Ooh. That's what counts, though.
Yeah.
Because I've learned that when I was consistent dropping and not at a stalemate, it was just clutch for me. I knew every Monday, by Monday morning, I was gonna have it by Tuesday.
Right.
Everything's automated by Wednesday. Boom, it's ready to go on Thursday, and I'm up to the next one. But
Okay, 2 questions for you.
go ahead.
What made you want to start podcasting? And now that you're in it, where do you want it to go? What doors do you want it to open for you?
What made me start podcasting was I always knew I had a voice, and I knew I had a reason to speak to the masses.
Right.
When I looked into podcasting, I just didn't really understand it. But it was until I went to Podcast Summit and I started following and talking to David Shands. And once he explained certain things, he had a story behind it, how he got started, this, that, and the third. I actually began to, like, picture myself as a podcast, picture myself in that. Like, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
I agree.
So the vision was there.
It's very well said. I agree.
And I thought to myself, like, I was going to do, like, in a group setting where I had, like, it was me and another lady and another lady.
Right.
But I was the youngest. It was going to be, like, the wise, the humble, and the noble.
Okay.
Because they are coming from, like, this lady is, like this culture, this lady's that culture, and I'm me. I'm the youngest one there. So
And the only male, too.
Facts. And so it worked. But then when I pitched it to them at one of David's master classes, they was like, yo, we want the real shit. Let's talk part. We don't care about the wise, the humble. We want that. And so people got to be up on game in the sense of ready to rebrand.
I love that.
Ready to make changes. And I sat on that name for over 2 years.
Really?
The Real Shit Let's Talk podcast. I sat on that for a long time. And I'm glad I didn't put it out. But then when I put it out, copyright, LLC, I need all that. But it took me to another dimension. And like when I met you, when I met Rich, when I met Brandon Boyd, when I met David Shands, when I met several other people, and I started going on YouTube and I started looking at people when they do their podcast. Yeah. And I think one of the best podcasts that I've seen was the, David Letterman and Jay-Z.
Okay. Wow. It's a while ago.
Right. But when they talk, if you go back and look at it now and they talk, it's like, I've been put in a situation that unfortunately my wife has to live with this, knowing that I did wrong and it's me. And the expression, it made him feel uncomfortable. Yeah. But when you can relate to people on that level, you're not, I'm so big, I don't care. No. Right. He related to him.
It breaks all the barriers.
And that's what podcasting was.
Yes.
When you can just say what you want, but in a systematic, formal way. Mm-hmm. And some people like it, some people don't. Shout out to Donnie Wiggins. Like, I watched her do the professional way of doing things. She's going to tell you about yourself, right, but she's not going to ever lose her cool. And it's like, wow, women can do this. Men can do this. And it's not that barrier like the work world is, like the regular 9 to 5.
Right.
Not saying anything's wrong with the 9 to 5, but just saying like that a man can do just as good as a woman can do just as good as a man.
Women are killing it in podcasting.
Right. But also, too, to let them know that the voice is not only on the radio or through music, it's through podcasting. So my mindset was like, okay, how do I do this? I had to read more. I started reading more. I had to start meditating more. I had to actually shape my life around not doing the things I didn't want to do.
You really saw the value in it.
Right. And then I knew that, like, I felt like with the cameras here and everything like this, I know that the cameras cost a good penny, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, I can't do this because I don't have such and such. And once we said before, my mindset changed. It was like, honestly, my first 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 podcasts on my phone. But I knew how to still make it work. Because all you got to do is put it out there. Whether it's trash.
And your phone is a pretty good fucking camera nowadays.
Here you go. Check me out.
Really...
I have the 12 Pro Max, right? So, and we're at 16.
Yeah.
So I'm like, 4 behind?
Yeah.
And I did it. And when I did it, people didn't understand it.
Determination.
Right. People didn't understand it. But the stand cost me $25. My phone, of course, was already paid for. So that was good. And then the mics was like another 20.
Right.
So essentially, bam, I spent this money. Let's talk. And we did it, and it made it work. And then after that, I saw it go from like something that I wanted to do, and I was like, okay, I could be good at it, to something I know I'm good at. I can only get better.
Right.
And so when you start thinking that having that mindset to say, hey, I have FOMO with myself. I can't miss a moment that I see everybody else is going to get, because it's not, today isn't promised.
Right.
So then once I did that, I just kept going. But like I said, it took me getting into mentorship, I have to say that, to get really locked in. And there's so much more that I can do. I just don't know. You don't know what you don't know.
I was just going to say that.
And so now, with that part of that other question.
Where do you want to take it?
For me, I want to take it internationally. I want to take it global. Like I want to be at the BET Awards, the MTV Awards. I want to do those live podcasts. I would like to be like, hey, I call up you and say, hey, listen, if you can get here, we're here. We about to run a bag up.
Let's go.
And we're gonna do it. And like I want to do a couple famous people and have a conversation.
Yes.
I want to see how they really think. Because like people forget that no matter how famous you are, they're still human.
They're a real person.
And that they go through issues. They go through things that people don't see. But because the lamb life is so much on them, they have to be a different person.
Mask on. Fuck it, mask off.
Future. That would be another good podcast.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
But I want people to like, I want celebrities and different things to call me and be like, yo, hey, I'll do it. And run it up like that. Keep doing. And I like academics, but I don't like him.
Okay.
Because one minute he's like smart about certain things, but he's so controversial that people love it. Right. I don't want to be that person. And not everybody's gonna like it. And that's what I have to say. I'll tell everybody, like I met a lady in Walmart, said you're not gonna like it, you might love it. If you hate it, comment. I hate it. I'm gonna put a heart by it. I'm gonna love it. Because guess what? I did it. It's my work. And I'm gonna keep going.
And I appreciate you hating it.
That's it.
Not everyone's gonna like it.
Because they watched it.
Yeah.
And all I need you to do is just watch it one time.
Exactly. Hit that like button and subscribe.
Oh, yes, definitely. Click like, subscribe. But yeah, man, around the world and be able to be called from other podcasters to be like, yo, hey, I'm here. If you can get here, or hey, I got an extra spot. If you can get here, X, Y, and Z, let's lock in and we lock in and do it. Like I want to do those street interviews. I was thinking about that.
I've tried that.
What do you think about it?
It's a lot of fun. But it's very exhausting. What I did was I was in Orlando.
Okay.
I went one night, got a microphone, got a camera guy, and we just went to drunk people and started asking them a bunch of silly questions. Right?
I love that. Yeah.
I guess we were trying to be very controversial, and we were asking, what's a man? What's a woman?
This is crazy. It's wild.
Yeah. But I got into a fight with my videographer and lost all the footage. So
did you win the fight?
It was an argument. It wasn't a fist fight. It was an argument.
Just when I thought I was.
Yeah.
It's like,
No. I'm a peaceful dude.
Okay. We all have our moments,
It's
you
true.
know. But
It's true.
But see, the only thing is when you do street interviews, it's for me, it would just be just to get like you say, you want to get more content out there.
More reps too.
You know, that's it. And the more reps you get, the better you become.
For sure.
And that's something that like Rich, Brendan Boyd, David Shands, I've heard you say it because we talked at Rich's opening, and several other people. Get your reps in.
Yep.
Know how many? It's not how many you get. It's how many times you're willing to keep pulling yourself up and keep going and moving forward. Because the road to your destination is going to be long.
Oh, yeah.
It's going to be hard. But if you see your vision, your mindset, and you know it's going to happen, it's going to happen. You just don't want to win. But you got to make it happen.
For sure.
And that's how, like, when we, like, as I say, I would say this part, raising kids. Nobody knows how to be a great parent.
There's no fucking
parent.
manual.
That's it. You just got to roll with the punches, and some things might not work. And you might not work out with that person that you had a child with.
Right.
And you have to be okay with knowing that I did what I could, she or he has done what they could, and it's going to be okay.
Yep.
Because the way this world works, anything is possible. If a person can be a felon and become president, then you could still be a good dad without being with her, or she could still be a good mom without being with you.
Amen. I took this from Mr. Beast.
Okay.
Shout out to Mr. Beast.
Mr. Beast.
His goal starting out was to make each episode 1% better than the previous episode. And I adapted that. Thought that was so creative. Make one change every single episode. Every single podcast, change something, add something, make a difference.
Right.
100 episodes in, you're an entirely new podcast. Because you make incremental small changes.
Facts.
Or additions or whatever it may be.
I think that too. That's one of the things like I was working on. Like thought the cheat code way was, hey, you can make your own thumbnails. And I tried. And I really did. And I was like, yo, I got some cool pictures like of people in me, but the thumbnails sucked ass. When I turn around and I went to the cheat code Fiverr, did a couple, numbers went crazy. Now, I have some other tweaks that I have to do, but I was like, wow, I look good on the thumbnail. Okay, that's how I see. Versus a natural picture with your phone is like, say, hey, okay, crop this in Canva, okay?
Right.
And take the lighting and add purple and take away and add red. Nah, fuck that. I'm through with that. Fiverr, hey, do this for me?
Outsource.
Cool, outsource. But that's also part of the delegating part. But you learn that. And as I say, I learned a lot going through this mentorship. And that's what makes me want to continue going more. And that, even though I'm at a stalemate right now, I know that I can book more people. And once I keep booking them or different people of that nature, it's that one person that I want to go viral or that next person to go crazy. And
let me give you a suggestion also.
Go ahead.
It worked for me in the beginning. Partner up with PR firms. So I have 3 in my rotation. I have 3 PR people that I consistently talk to, work with. And what they do is they place people on your podcast. Because their clients want exposure. They want to be in magazines, they want to be in podcasts. So reach out to PR directors, connect with them, and they can, for free, they'll place people on your podcast because it's a win-win for them, right? They give their client exposure, they get to be on a podcast, they get reels, and you can build that relationship so you have a consistent flow of guests coming in.
I like that.
Yep.
Okay, I'll tell you something. On that session that I did, like 6 pods that day, it was the last session. Till right now, standing alone, this young lady is at 53K from the podcast that we did. She has gotten
It's incredible.
She's gotten 3,000 new subscribers. She made 1,100 off of it, off of YouTube. She's already monetized. And she's gotten over 200 to 300 people to fall into her workshop.
Wow.
And like within a week's time, she already made 30K, 60K.
Good for her.
And I was like, damn, the power of podcasting. Once I know I'd done that, and it was like she showed up late. She was apologizing. She lived way across town, but she showed up late, but she delivered. When I tell you she delivered, it was a wrap. So like I also know, man, this is it's all about timing, right?
Yeah.
But I need to do that. I need that play, man. I appreciate you on that, man.
Yeah,
See,
man.
It's always giving game. Don't
100%.
be afraid. Like, don't be afraid to be vulnerable, guys.
No, you gotta share
with anything that you do and everything that you place that you're going, because things might not always work out the way that you want them to, but they are working out in the perfect timing that brings you to a certain altitude. So then now you're able to just think big, be big, and grow big.
Mic drop.
I love it, man.
Junior, where can people find you? What is your IG, your YouTube, your podcast, your website, whatever you got?
Listen, y'all can log in on all platforms at Real Shit Let's Talk Podcast. That's on every platform. That's on everything. And not only that, man, just like YouTube, man, I need the subscribers. I want the subscribers. Yo, go comment, click like, subscribe, as well as all social media handles, the IG, the TikToks, are all Real Shit Let's Talk Podcast. All you do is just type in that, and that's Real Shit Let's Talk Podcast. You'll see it. That's
Dope,
it.
man. What a dope conversation.
You're dope, man.
We got to do round 2, and I got to be on your podcast 100%. Let me know when.
All right, I got you.
You made the drive here, I'll make the drive over there.
I'll make it happen. I'll come here. I'll make it happen.
Okay, we could do it here too.
Listen, I got to.
Yeah.
This is cool.
I appreciate you. We can change the whole set, do whatever you want. Be dope.
Yes, sir. This is dope.
Thank you, man.
Yes, I love it.
I had this vision. Took me 2 years to get here, but it's now like seriously. I open that door sometimes and I step in here and I'm like, damn, bro, this shit's mine. It's pretty dope. Yeah. You know.
But what, like, when you got to this vision, man, what does it feel like now? How do you feel now?
I feel like I belong.
Okay.
Like this was always meant to be mine, and now I just want to grow. Right? I want to get those right quality guests. I want to start getting sponsorships. I want to start getting really monetizing this.
Right.
Renting the space out, you know? Hosting events here.
I can definitely see that. I can see it.
I'm actually having one next week. Friday and Saturday, the 22nd and 23rd. I'm doing a fact map workshop. We're going to reflect on 24 within your body, connection with God, your family, and your business. And we're going to look forward to 2025 within those same 4 categories to see where you are to where you want to be. And we'll build that bridge, that timeline, that executable timeline to get you to where you want to go.
Gotcha. Man, I got something to add to that. So I have a 21-day accountability challenge workbook that outlines 21 days of accountability, and it's for self and personal development. It's for the entrepreneurs, the businessmen, the businesswomen.
That's awesome.
And it's those things that help you be disciplined because it's digital, so you can print it or you can do it on your computer, but you sign off each day for the next 21 days of your life. And you dedicate meditation, exercising, abandoning habits, and making old habits new ones, man. So I might have to pull up on that one.
100%.
And show that.
Yeah.
Because like I said, I got a couple people on it. Like my golden number right now is 24. So I'm looking to definitely bring it into the 2025 with more people. And it's working, man. It's killer. I had to take it myself.
That's awesome.
And damn near killed me. And I was like, damn, I came up with this shit. Damn. And you don't know what you don't know until you actually go through it yourself. And that's what I learned with the 21-day accountability workbook.
It's that experience.
Listen, exposure too.
Yes.
So damn. But I gotta definitely get you on the pod.
Yes.
Gotta get some more people on the pod. And listen, man, like if you can see it, you can
create it.
Oh, well, there you go. If you see it, you can create it. But if you can create it, you got to be about it and stay on it, man. I love it, man. I'm always so happy.
My man, I appreciate you so much coming out here. This has been amazing.
Thank you. I appreciate you, man.
Guys, subscribe. Go subscribe to the Real Shit Let's Talk podcast.
Listen.
Make sure you follow Junior. You go by Junior or JR? JR. Go follow JR. Hit that like button. Subscribe. See you guys next time.